Do you know how to overcome haters? When they are messaging you, talking shit, when they're just making comments, and even when they're not real. Even when they're not real. How do you overcome that? That's like a common thing I get. And it's a real thing because it's happening all the time. And every person that's trying to express themselves, every person that's trying to share things that they want to say are going to deal with this at some point or another, because not everybody's going to like what you're sharing. It is what it is. I find that what I do when that happens, first of all, is, do I feel it? Yeah. Sometimes I brush it off right away, and sometimes I feel it, and I hold on to it for a few minutes, maybe even longer. But then you let it go. You let it go, not because you think he's probably or she's probably some random 30, 40-year-old person who doesn't have anything, who's living in their mom's basement. That's like the old typical thing, which is basically us saying, well, I'm better than this person, so therefore I don't need to care about their opinion. But that's just one way of basically saying, I'm better than you, which is why your opinion doesn't matter. And in reality, that's coming from a place of fear. That's coming from a place of, I'm actually worried that people are talking shit about me. What happens if you actually found out that this person that goes, man, you suck, and they're actually more successful than you, right? They make more money than you. They have more followers than you. Then what are you gonna do? Oh my God, this hate comment is actually legit. I need to stop everything that I'm doing, right? So another way to look at it is simply to look at what is the source on why people would send these hateful messages. Why would they go and talk down on you or just create some trouble when, obviously they may have never read your post, they didn't watch your video, they might have watched the first beginning and decided to go ahead and just talk smack, right? But to understand why they're doing it. Because if we understand why they're doing it, maybe what they're doing is not something that they can actually help. It's like somebody who's really, really addicted to drinking. You can't leave any alcohol out because they're going to drink it. You can't expect them to stay sober when they go out because they're just going to get drunk. It's just what it is. It's not something that they're like, yes, I have the choice to do it and I do it every single time. No, it's not something that they don't have the power to choose. It's not that they can't. What happens if haters are just like that? What happens if haters are just people who are hurt? People who's afraid. They're afraid because they see somebody doing well and the first thing that comes in their mind is, man, I don't like this thing and I don't like that thing, because they're so used to looking at the things they don't like. And why is that? Because they're so used to looking at themselves and pointing out the things they don't like about themselves. You see, every time when people are hating on other people, they are hating on themselves. And so when this is happening, are you going to get mad at this person? Does anybody really consciously choose to want to hate on themselves? Or maybe they experienced a lot of stuff in their past, and the result of their past experiences up to that point or this point right now is they judge themselves hardly. They talk a lot of shit to themselves. They don't like themselves. They feel bad. And so they're constantly defending, they're constantly trying to prove some point, and they're constantly looking at things they don't like. When you think about it like that, it's like, man, well, you kind of have compassion for them, It's like, well, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks to be like that, and, and I totally understand it. I'm not going to go and retaliate. It's like a scared dog that comes up and nips at your feet, and you see how scared they are, And they may even be just like a tiny little chihuahua, and they bite you a little bit. And then you go look at them, they just flinch and they run off. What are you going to do? Are you going to get really, really mad and feel like a big macho person? No, I'm going to go after him. Or are you going to think, wow, this dog is really scared. That's why they nipped me on my toe. And yeah, I have a little cut now on my toe, but I can step on this dog and break its back just instantly. Like, why would I want to even hurt this dog when I know it's only doing it because of fear? You know? And so when you start to look at haters as, they're just doing it because they're angry at themselves, and this is a cycle that they're stuck in. And not to blame them. Everybody's on their own journeys. And when they're doing that, just let it go. When you think about that, it's like, okay, then you just don't pay any attention. You realize, okay, this is what they're saying. Okay, well, that's cool. Is there any relevancy? Is there something I can actually gain from this comment or gain from this, from this post? Yes, maybe. Because sometimes haters may have a way of showing like, there's definitely hate behind their message, but sometimes once in a while, it's like really legit. You're like, well, I can see how I can improve by doing that thing that they're suggesting, So then after that, you just let it go. So I think this could help kind of just allow people to express themselves. Because, when people, a lot of times what happens is because there's this hater stuff going on and they don't want to go ahead and be targeted, so then they end up not sharing. They end up just missing out on it. And what happens if we end up missing out on things because we are in fear that other people aren't going to agree? We're in fear that we're going to be a target. Well, that's something that every single person has to overcome if they ever want to go ahead and truly express themselves. You can't really say the things you really want to say. You can't share the things you really want to share unless you can overcome the fact that there are people out there that are going to hate because they're just hurt. They're just in fear. And it's okay. And maybe in the beginning, they're hating on your message. And maybe after a little while of watching your message, they realize, wow, they actually learned something from it. And they become a better person. They begin to kind of heal from the inside, So, yeah, so the summary of the video, don't let haters bother you. They're out there, they're going to do what they do. Just understand what they're going through and just keep moving forward, and just keep pursuing what you're doing.